Oh, nice. Okay. What's up, Dustin? My hands are really shaky right now because I did an arm workout a little bit ago. Uh, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna partake just because I need to start figuring some things out financially a little bit more. If you end up going, I hope it's a good show. Hey, silly tree. Yeah, I mean, the price you quoted, if it's if it is in fact for a pay-per-view, that's not bad, but like another thing like for me right now is just like, and I think I mentioned this, like I kind of don't care, you know? Oh, it's a double show? Dude, that's expensive for a TV taping. I mean, granted, it's like what, 4 or 5 hours worth of wrestling, but still, like, plus I'd have to drive up there, and yeah, like I freaking hate, I hate driving to Phoenix. As much as I go up there, I hate driving. And the crappy thing is I get like I never feel good if somebody else drives. Like I always get nauseous. So Silly Tree, is this my apologies if you've been on one of my lives before. But I don't like get a lot of people and I don't have like a moderator. Is this your first time on one of my lives? No, I mean like 4 or 5 hours of like the show. Stupid freaking camera. God, like I don't understand what's up with this camera. Sorry, guys. It was working fine before. Ow. Yeah. Song always probably will always make me think of Servo. I figured out a way to be able to listen to music while I'm doing this and be live. And it's really stupid how I had to do it. Last night, after I got home, I got a notification that I made another sale on my Etsy for one of my stickers that I don't think I've sold before. So I was kind of excited about that. I was contemplating putting magnets or like stuff on the this fridge. But then I started thinking, I'm like, dude, she's in high school. Like, what is she sticking on the fridge? But at the same time, like, I have stuff on my fridge. So, which page is this? It is. So it says page 45, but that's page 45 of like the whole story. So was the first issue was what, 24? So this is page 21, I believe, of chapter 2. Yeah, I forget if I showed this on my socials, but like I was really proud of like the storytelling because you end one scene here and you show the aftermath of everything, and then you tell kind of like a completely different story with Vanita right here. Um, what's up, Derek? I'm going to end up starting to like sing along with the music that I've got in my headphones, and I'm going to get like a copyright strike. luckily, um, Qobuz does not have a. They don't list lyrics. Like I recently switched from Spotify to Qobuz, and there's a couple of things about Qobuz that I really don't like. And one of them is that they don't have the lyrics supported on on the app. So like if I'm not sure what somebody is saying, like I'm SOL, I got to look it up and everything, which I mean isn't terrible, but I don't know. I mean, I know, Dustin, you probably remember like if you had a CD or something like that back in the day when we were kids and it didn't have liner notes, dude. Like there was no internet. Um, you could you didn't know what was being said on the song. It was so funny sometimes. Or it had liner notes, and the liner notes were just like terrible. Dude, I'm talking before internet for me, anyways. Like I'm talking um like 90s. Did they have like lyric magic, or like they used to have like the websites where you could like um god dang man, there's like just people drag racing outside of my house and like intentionally making their cars backfire. I do remember dial up though. Like that's definitely. I'm pretty sure I had dial up all the way through college. I'm like basing all these appliances on like stuff that I either wanted or like this stove is like kind of based on my stove. Or you lived alone. I liked when I moved out, um at least at one point I had friggin' Juno. I'm pretty sure that Juno the Juno email account is still active. It's always funny too with like where I work when we're sending out information to people, and like some of these individuals still have like AOL accounts or Juno accounts or like Net Zero accounts. It's so funny. But then you like realize like, you know, if you're not using the internet a whole lot, you're probably not switching like providers and servers, and you're not, uptaking a ton of information. I know my mom used to be a lot better with um, using the internet and stuff like that, but she doesn't even have a smartphone. I think it was like 2015 when she texted me for the first time. It was funny because I remember because I was still smoking. So it had to be like at the most recent, like 2015, 2016. And I'd like wake up and my mom and I take the dogs outside and I'm sitting there smoking and my phone goes off and it's a text from my mom saying, "Hey, we're on the way with the dog. Um, we'll be there in like 20 minutes." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And like I go back to like smoking like nothing, and then it hits me like my mom just texted me. Yeah, Juno was the same thing, I think. Either that or it was like, no, you had to have uploaded something. But like, yeah, it was like totally friggin' Ethernet. It was crazy wacky. Derek, I'm gonna be posting my 10 pickups, my like top 10 pickups sometime this week for the year. I am trying to figure out what the hell this thing is right here. I don't know if that's supposed to be a toaster. I did a I already recorded everything because I handed off my two of my books this week um, to the post office to send to um, go to CBCS because they were offering like a special um, end of year type deal to like verify signatures on books um, for half price. And so I sent both my Chucky books, my Child's Play 1 or Child's Play 2, issue number 1, signed by Brad Dourif, Alex Vincent, and Christina Lease, and my Chucky Volume 2, number 1, photo cover signed by Brad Dourif. Um, and then a couple of years back, I bought a Infinite Crisis number 5. It's like no, number 4. It's the issue where like Jaime Reyes his second appearance, but his when he meets Booster Gold for the first time, and he so he's not Blue Beetle yet, so it's not really like a key book, but um, but it's signed by George Perez. The crazy thing is, it's signed by George Perez, but it is the Jim Lee variant because like the B covers were the Perez covers, but Perez ended up drawing the interiors. Um, and I think this was after. It might have been after Perez died. Dustin Derek is he's also a wrestling fan, but I don't think you're not watching anything currently, right, Derek? Like Derek's favorite wrestlers are like Cody, I think Cody and Asuka, right? Oh yeah. Is it because he's got pretty hair and he wears the like jacket with the hood on it and he does a little thing? If I did a Mount Rushmore of women wrestlers, Asuka's definitely on it. Asuka, my Mount Rushmore of women's wrestlers would be Asuka, Kong, Awesome Kong, Mickey James, and Victoria. Um, Molly Holly was really, really good too. And she's like I think she's one of the coaches now at NXT. Dude, you can make those jokes now because you're a dad. bad, bad dad wrestling jokes. That was. I thought the slow mo was when they did for Johnny Nitro. Oh, I don't know about that. God, like so much of this I didn't like plan, right? Like I didn't um I don't know, man. Like I like AJ Styles, but in TNA, like he got to be a smidge repetitive and he was definitely the precursor to guys like the Bucks and Ricochet where at least like the beginning in TNA it was all about like just flips and stuff like that. It wasn't about like actually telling a story. And so he was hard for me to watch at times. My men's Mount Rushmore actually just consists of all dead wrestlers. Um, Eddie, Savage, Terry Funk, and Sabu. And that fourth spot where I picked Sabu was like the hardest one to figure out for me. I didn't realize how hard this one was going to be to ink. because of how much crap I drew. Um, I don't know, quite honestly. Like it just depends on yeah, probably like another maybe like at least another hour. Um I think last time I went until like 8:30. I don't know that I want to go that long just cuz I'm hungry, but I'll probably go like another half hour to an hour if that. There are too many wrestlers alive that I would want to pick. So I settled on like guys who's like I could just watch any of their matches. Funk was a guy who reinvented himself so many times before that became a common thing. Okay, man, cool. Yeah, if I started singing along to this song, I probably not only get a copyright strike, but probably not from the people who made the song, but the label or somebody else. And I would probably get kicked off of YouTube. Tag teams is hard, man, because like I love the Eliminators, the Dudleys. I don't know that I could come up with like four tag teams. Um, the Lucha Bros probably like for me, Penta is the best wrestler that came out of the AEW system because he exemplified um, like Japanese strong style, Mexican strong style, lucha libre, and then started to adapt into like more of the American style. So he can technically wrestle, he can, you know, do flips and stuff like that. He can move quick. Um, and then the counterbalance to him is Ray Phoenix, of course. But yeah, I'd say the Eliminators, the Dudleys. I tried thinking about this for like a while ago, quite honestly, and I kept coming up with like all these like weird combinations and stuff. I tried thinking about my comic book Rushmore, and that's hard for me as well because like I got in on the era where like Image was still in vogue, and so like Spawn and like crazy artwork was a mainstay, but like characterization and storytelling and stuff wasn't as important. So if the characters weren't super established, like it didn't matter. Because like I don't know, I read Spawn not like right when it came out, but close to when it came out, like when the movie came out and everything. And um, man, like it seems so much cooler than it actually is. Um, I mean, even Gen 13, like, yeah, no, I could see that. I'm not a big fan of Edge. I don't know. Um, like, I liked when him and Christian were doing like the goofy like 5 second poses and stuff. But then when they split up in like the mid 2000s, um, I don't know. I kind of don't see why Edge was the guy that they WWE wanted to go with and turn into a star, but like um, Vince just had an issue with Christian, like, but whatever, doesn't really matter. I would say the New Age Outlaws might be up there too, because that's around the same era, but like to me, I mean they're way different. Don't get me wrong, but they're a lot like the Young Bucks because they were a staple of the WWE at that time. But it's like I can't really recall a great match that they had, right? What you want, buddy? You need to go outside? Hold on a second. I'm going to take the dog out. Come on. Stop looking at me. Just go. Go. Oh my God, you're so weird. Dude, he's like looking at me like, oh, I got to go outside. Um, um, no, it's about Rushmore. It's four. Where'd that other one go? Oh, there we go. Oh my God, my stomach is killing me. Um, So I'm thinking of when this when I put the book out, like one of the promotion tiers is going to be like somebody can back the book and be the missing kid on the milk carton. I was gonna do that with Fuzzy Face, um, where I would turn, whoever, um, into a puppet character and have them uh, do a story where like um, um, what do you call it? You would uh, you could be like the first one who gets killed, and then you could be the last one who gets killed. It's because that's a toaster. What the hell is that? Oh, I remember what it is. It's the what do you call it? The knife, the block where all the knives go in. Yeah, that's what it is. And if you have a toaster knocked over, No matter how nice the house is, it's gotta have crumbs. Nobody cleans their toaster out after every use. Oh, that's not even right. What's up, Angel? Trying to like. Oh, there we go. It is sometimes hard to draw at this, or ink at this angle. Like if I was just penciling it, it might be different, but Just trying to figure out like what all the rest of this stuff on here is. Are you working on anything lately, Angel? Wish this could I could slide this around. No. There's the floorboards lining up perfectly with her fingers. I signed up for a terror and oddities market in uh, January. So we'll see if I get in. It's down on the fourth. The coalition, which is a decent spot. There you go. We call it awkward show. Bear with me here. Probably gonna. that. It's hard to do this at this angle with the friggin' um, I don't think I'm going to be able to draw the like ink this part um, on stream because I'm going to have to like turn everything. Which is okay. I can do it another time. Buddy, we went outside. You just turned around and came back right back in. He didn't. Like, he looked at me. He was like, all right, let's go outside. I was like, okay. Took him over to the back door. I think part of it is because it's been raining. Um, and he didn't like that. Plus, it's cold and like cold and wet. He doesn't like. Um, and he just like he walked to the door, and he does this funny thing now. Like unless he really has to go outside, where he'll take a few steps towards going out, and then he'll look back at me, and he'll take another step, and he'll turn around and he'll look back at me like if I'm not paying attention to him or I'm not right there, he wants to come back in. And so like he got all the way out onto the stoop and almost to step off of like the pavement onto the dirt, and he just turned around and he ran back inside, and I'm like, all right. But Grayson always makes really good use of his time. Most of his time is spent sleeping and eating and pooping. He's almost done with his dinner. Remember, I think it was last year, the year before, where one of my friends who runs like some production stuff and promotion stuff online, promoting like independent comics and stuff like that. And I met her a few years back when I think I was working on issue 4 of the Bubba Patrol, if I remember correctly, and did some videos to promote stuff like that, and interviews and podcasts and stuff. She got me in touch with different people. It was a team of 2 women, um, but shortly after, um, I think it was it issue 5 or was it issue 4? Um, one of them passed. I had no idea she was sick, but um, I mean, that's kind of not secondary. It sounds bad to say secondary, but like wasn't really the point of what I was saying. So my friend Nita was saying a few years ago when like generative AI started becoming used more often, or kind of started the advent of it, stuff like that, right? And um, to be able to prove and back up that this work is yours and like show process and stuff like that. And it's not that she wasn't like, I thought she was wrong, but I was like, dude, if somebody knows my work or looks at my history of work and sees and demands proof that I didn't use generative AI, like I don't have anything. I feel like I don't have anything to prove to anybody. But with the use of generative AI, like as a society, as like artists and stuff like that, and a community, it's become guilty until proven innocent now. And it's like, oh, you got to have your time lapses, you've got to have your all this other stuff. And I'm like I rarely work digitally. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like with this, if somebody was to try to suggest that Welcome to Pleasant Falls was had anything to do with I would just laugh at them because I'd be like, why would my book look like this if it was AI? Like, it's very much supposed to embody like grittiness and like, and AI doesn't do that. AI tries to make things like super polished. So, all right, guys, I am starting to get really, really hungry. So I think I am going to call it a night right now. I'll definitely do this again, Or you know what? I won't call it a night just yet. You know what? Let me ink this and then we'll call it. And then maybe I'll do this one too. But this part, I'm going to have to keep moving this around. So I don't want to do that way. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, some people didn't believe that, or they didn't know. I shouldn't say believe, but they didn't know that the like issues 3, 4, and 5 of the Bubble Patrol were all the interiors were done digitally, except for the final page of um, issue 5, and then of course the coloring was done digitally. Um, I don't mind working digitally. It's just kind of for certain things it doesn't work, right? And I had that really cool encounter this past weekend where that guy was like talking about how much he enjoys like artists who use watercolor and he liked my watercolors. And again, not that he was comparing me to David Mack or Peach Momoko, but um, he was saying how much he likes their watercolors. So it was kind of neat. Like, but I also think it's like one of those things where like I don't put it past people to use AI because like there are people who've been found out to be using AI, but they've also been artists like the majority of their lives, right? And they have the ability. That's why they can successfully like use AI, I guess, but it's also just so weird. Like I would feel like such a cheater if I did that. A lot of my well, I shouldn't say a lot of, but my stickers have all been digital. Um, I'm thinking of doing some like I want to do like a horror sticker sheet, like a nondescript horror sticker sheet where it's got items and like iconography, but not anything that's like the direct, trademark or IP, right? So like I want to do a J horror sticker sheet. So it would have like the VHS tape or the television for Ringu. It would have the scissors for carved. Um, I'd have to figure out something for the grudge. I mean, maybe just hair in the drain, because like that was a big one seen in that movie. Um, but like for American, oh, and like one missed call, um, to have like a flip phone with like some charms on it with like just a little envelope showing that you missed a call. But for a sticker sheet, you need like, you know, 5 or 6 items. Um, Greed. I would say greed is going to be your, you know, I think the people who've thought that it's decided that it's going to be used for that and not just like, oh haha, it's like a joke or whatever, um are are the people who want to maximize profits at whatever cost. But the problem that these idiots don't realize is that your bottom line doesn't contribute to your profit margin. When you sell things, that's your profit margin, right? You have your built in cost for things, like your budget for your movies and stuff like that. But now that most stuff is streaming, and if it does go to the theaters, it has a very, very short shelf life. Like you saving a few bucks by not employing like actual human beings to do stuff, all it's doing is like these people don't care about the effects that it's going to have on the environment, like that it's literally destroying water supplies and air supplies and like, but then at the same time, you can't trademark any of that stuff. You can't copyright any of that stuff. Um, so none of it is going to be able to be, um, it has to be made by a human being in order to be copywritten and trademarked. Um, right? But it's all about like the bottom line, man. Like companies that aren't making money still give their presidents and CEOs like huge um like golden parachutes and stuff like that. Like you get money for firing 10,000 people. That's all that's all it's for. It's not for anything else. It's just greed, greed and laziness. Um, I know a guy. His I like his artwork. His artwork is great. He does some pretty cool stuff. His style is really cool, and lately he's been using. I don't know what it is. Like if he's using Sora or what, but like he's using AI to animate like his artwork. You know, so he's got like a finished black and white sketch piece. So like this, like put it in, and you'd see the hand like reach in and grab the spoon and pull it out. But like somewhat in my style, not really. Um, like I don't know. This is actually like the whole thing with using AI for like deep fakes and like harassing individuals and stuff like that. Like there's a wrestling fan who um, was a a fan of a particular wrestler, and he got to meet her at like a meet and greet, an autograph signing, and he got a photo with her, and then he used AI to turn the picture into them kissing, and he like left it up on um, Twitter, even though he was asked to take it down by her. Um, and it's really like stuff like that just becomes so easy to do, right? But it's also like really problematic because like she's married. She's also been really vocal about her mental health and her mental illness. And like, I can't imagine somebody like posting that and it making somebody feel good, you know? So, yeah, yeah, it's super creepy. Um, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, even the stuff that's supposed to be funny with like, oh, people are making fun of like people you don't like or whatever, like when the somebody made the video of like Trump eating like Elon Musk's feet in the White House, and people were just laughing about it, and I'm just like, this is just still just gross, man. You're still using AI for this shit. Like, like, and then there was, the use of AI to say that like um that Taylor Swift endorsed Donald Trump and stuff like that. Like it's stuff that's actually potentially very harmful, and it's just getting smarter and more advanced, and like it's almost like none of these motherfuckers saw a Terminator movie in their entire lives, and it really shows. And somebody might say, well, that's being, a little facetious, and I'm like, no, man, like that is literally what people are trying to do. And if you let people get away with that, like that's the whole point. It's meant to like hurt and harm other people, right? And it can actually have like dire consequences. I mean, we have people who are being bullied into, you know, taking themselves out on because of social media. Like, I can't imagine somebody takes like, yearbook photo of somebody and like feeds it into Sora and like says, yeah, I want this to look like this person is doing something really horrible that's gonna like potentially ruin relationships or harm their family and stuff like that. Like, I have no respect for that. But it's like, I mean, you can get behind any aspect of just not using AI, right? Like people, they try to be like, oh, well, it looks better than your art. All right, well, art is subjective, so that's wrong. Um, and it's faster. All right, great. You save some time. Um, you can't trademark it. You can't copyright it. So you're dumb for using it. And then if you're not, if you have no concerns about it, the way it's used and trained on people's artwork and stealing styles and stealing like brush strokes and stuff like that, um, then you can also be upset about the damage that it is seriously doing to our environment. Like, there's so many reasons to be against AI. And if you're going to use it as an excuse to be like, well, I don't have a lot of creativity. Um, People are gatekeeping. Like nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares that you never picked up a paintbrush or a pen. Like, just do it. Like, I don't get to cry about not being an NFL football player because I'm not big enough, I'm not fast enough, I'm not strong enough. I don't get to cry about not wrestling in WrestleMania because like I didn't go to wrestling school and stuff like that, right? Or because my body is already damaged enough that I can't do that. Like, why do you get to do that um, to creative types? It's because art is considered a luxury, even though it's consumed every single day of our lives. Like the website you're looking at, the magazine or the newspaper you're reading, the Pokemon card you're trading, the YouTube video you're watching, the music you're listening to, it's art. And people just don't have respect for it until they realize how hard it is. It's supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would do this. Just like if it was easy to go to WrestleMania and wrestle in the main event at WrestleMania, like everybody would do it. Yeah, well, that's the other thing is like I've found that the best morals, the best stories always never just like pounded into your head, right? It's always not subtle. If you want somebody to understand something and retain it and actually kind of like think about it, make it entertaining. Make it something that they can relate to, you know? Like a lot of people question like, "Oh, well if you don't, not to make this like a religious thing or a political thing, but like if you don't read the Bible or you don't believe in God or whatever, like where do you get your morals from?" And I'm like, "Comic books." Like it's where I get my morals from. I understand right and wrong, movies, wrestling. Wrestling is great because as a judgment of like morals and ethics and stuff like that, because just not even on the surface, but behind the scenes, like there's some friggin' horrible human beings in the professional wrestling industry. But um, like the idea of good versus evil and like faces and heels and um, the idea that people can change and evolve over time, it's perfect. It's a lot like comic books because a lot of times you see characters like Magneto's been portrayed as both hero and villain, right? And hero and villain in the same breath. Like, to half the segment, he's a bad guy. He's a what do you call it? He's a terrorist. But then to other people, he's a freedom fighter. So all right. So that's going to do it. Maybe I'll save this one for a live draw, because I definitely want to, at the very least, record this when I ink this, because I'm very, very happy with how I penciled it. So one way or another, you'll definitely see that, but maybe I'll save it or do it this weekend. Just do like a quick live, like after I fix that. And then I have some sketch cards that I started penciling that I need to ink and paint for commissions. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in. We will definitely be here again next Wednesday, 6:30 Arizona time, 5:30 Pacific. And I'll put out a post reminding about that. See ya.